In the summer of 2023, the world watched as the Titan submersible vanished during its dive to the Titanic wreck. The hope of rescue quickly faded when it was revealed the vessel had catastrophically imploded, killing all 5 aboard. This wasn't a random accident, it was a disaster with many warning signs. Today, we'll break down the key decisions, ignored warnings, and risky innovations that led to this tragedy. Let's examine how it could have been avoided and what lessons we must learn. The first major issue: certification. Deep-sea vessels are supposed to be tested and certified by independent organizations like DNV or ABS. OceanGate, the company behind Titan, chose to bypass this process, claiming their innovations were too advanced for existing standards. But these standards exist for a reason. They're built on decades of hard-earned lessons. Certification would have required rigorous testing of Titan's carbon fiber hull, likely exposing its weaknesses before disaster struck. Instead, OceanGate relied on unproven internal assessments. Skipping industry protocols wasn't about innovation, it was a fatal shortcut. This was the first and most critical missed opportunity to prevent tragedy. Warnings came from within and outside OceanGate. David Lockridge, their own safety director, flagged serious issues with the hull and viewport, but was fired for insisting on more testing. In 2018, over 30 industry experts wrote to OceanGate's CEO, warning that their approach was dangerously experimental. Instead of listening, leadership dismissed these concerns as attacks on innovation. Acting on these credible warnings, pausing, testing, and re-evaluating, could have saved lives. Ignoring expert advice turned a preventable risk into a fatal certainty. The tragedy was not unforeseen, it was predicted and ignored. Titan's biggest gamble was its carbon fiber hull. Traditional deep-sea subs use titanium or steel, materials with well-understood properties under pressure. Carbon fiber, while strong and light, behaves unpredictably under deep-sea compression and can hide fatal flaws. Each dive risked invisible damage accumulating in the hull. A conventional titanium design would have been heavier but far safer. By choosing an experimental material for the most critical component, OceanGate put lives at risk on every dive. Proven engineering, not risky shortcuts, keeps explorers safe. How did Titan operate with so many red flags? It exploited a legal loophole by launching in international waters, avoiding U.S. safety regulations. In U.S. waters, passenger subs must be certified, but Titan sidestepped this by operating offshore. This lack of oversight let a dangerously untested vessel carry paying passengers. Stronger, internationally enforced regulations would have forced Titan to meet safety standards. The tragedy has sparked calls to close these loopholes and extend regulatory reach. Without legal accountability, companies can gamble with lives. Regulatory failure was a key factor in this disaster. Passengers signed waivers, but did they truly understand the risks? OceanGate's marketing downplayed dangers, comparing the dive to everyday activities and touting unproven safety features. Critical warnings from experts and the true experimental nature of the vessel were not fully disclosed. The waiver protected the company legally, but not ethically. True informed consent requires full transparency, not just a signature. If passengers had known the real risks and ignored warnings, some might have reconsidered. Honest communication could have changed the outcome. The Titan disaster wasn't a freak accident. It was the result of ignored standards, warnings, and regulations. Innovation must never come at the expense of safety. The rules exist because of past tragedies. They're there to protect lives. True progress means respecting these lessons, not bypassing them. The best way to honor those lost is to demand accountability, transparency, and a renewed commitment to safety in exploration. Let's ensure this never happens again.